Hey, it's Alan with Impressive Inspections, and today we're going to talk about step 2 of our 9-step program to make sure that you get the best quality inspection and the best house for your money. If you haven't checked out step 1, that's our roof inspection, check out the video somewhere on this page or on our YouTube channel, or you can check out our website at impressiveinspections.com and you'll find it there. So after we complete the roof inspection, we look at the exterior. Some items that we look at on the exterior are the brickwork. If it's a brick home, we make sure all the brick is in good condition, and we make sure the mortar between the bricks is in good shape, doesn't require any tuck pointing, there's no cracks, there's no bowing in the walls, those types of things is what we look at there. If your material is vinyl siding, then we look for any cracks or broken pieces of siding, and we always recommend that you seal those or get those sections replaced. Good luck finding the faded sun color on the replacement sections. Those are tough to find. If you have a wood-sided house, then we want to make sure that the paint condition is in good repair. We want to make sure that the wood isn't deteriorated or rotted. We want to make sure that all of those maintenance items have been taken care of over time. And if it's not done, if we find deteriorated wood, then we'll go ahead and take a photograph of it and put it in our report, and it'll end up on the summary section of our report. So the next thing we look at on the exterior is the windows. We want to check out any wood frame windows for any deterioration or wood rot. We want to make sure that your aluminum frame windows are properly caulked and sealed so that moisture and air doesn't penetrate the building. We look for cracked panes, like broken glass, those types of items. After looking at the windows, we look at the doors. And we check the seals on the doors or around the doors to make sure that the weather is staying outside and you are staying warm and dry inside. The wood doors, a lot of times will experience some damage if they haven't been painted properly or kept in good repair. So we want to make sure that those wood doors are not rotted. The steel doors tend to corrode and rust over time. A lot of times the door frames on the bottom are the biggest areas where wood rot will happen, especially if it's a rear door that never gets used very often and people don't paint it very often. That could be a hot spot for wood deterioration. We check out the driveways, the walkways. So if your concrete driveway is sloping towards the house, we're going to let you know about it. If it is cracked majorly and it's being a trip hazard, that could be a safety concern that we want you to take care of before grandma comes over and trips on the driveway. We check out your patios, your decks. So we want to make sure that those areas are properly sloped. We want to make sure that your deck is built correctly and the wood is not deteriorated. We want to make sure that the deck is safe for your family. Another great item we look for is the drainage around the foundation. Did you know most of the drainage problems where water comes into your basement can be taken care of just by adding soil around your foundation and extending those downspouts away from the foundation? So if you're experiencing a wet basement, even during light rains or heavy rains, the best thing you can do is go ahead and add soil around your foundation and extend those downspouts out as far as you can. While we're outside, we also look at the visible foundation components. So what does that even mean? So your foundation could be brick, it could be concrete block, it could be a superior wall system. It could be poured concrete. One of the most common materials used in modern buildings is poured concrete. That's what I'm expecting if your house is built, from the 1990s all the way till now. Before then, it would be the concrete block. We look for any cracks. We look for any bowing. We document all those things that just don't seem right, don't look right. We check all your exterior faucets. That's kind of the beginning of our plumbing inspection, but since we're outside, we might as well do it. And we turn them on, we let them run, we turn them off, we make sure they don't leak, make sure the handle works right. Now this time of year, I'm filming this in the fall, and now is a good time, if you don't use your hose very often, to disconnect it from your faucet outside. During the freezing temperatures, that hose can freeze and that whole handle assembly could freeze and cause a major leak, a major problem inside your house. We also check for the exterior outlets to be GFCI protected. So if you're not familiar with what GFCI protection is, it turns off the power if there's any trouble. So if you're standing in a puddle of water and you're using your exterior outlet and something shorts out, you don't want to get electrocuted and become the ground. So what happens is that GFCI shuts off the power immediately so that you stay safe. While we're looking at electrical things outside, we check the service entrance to make sure that the meter box is secure, to make sure that there's no leaks around where the power comes into the house. We also check your gas valve outside and kind of point out where that's at in case you ever have to shut down natural gas for the whole house. It's usually outside at the meter. And we take a picture of that for you and document its location. And one of the final things we look at outside is your air conditioning condenser. We take a look at the age, we take a look at the corrosion level, if there's a lot of corrosion on it, if it needs to be cleaned. We look at the insulation wrapping up the condensate lines, and if it's running, we get to hear how it's operating. So if there's any strange noises, any loud noises, we document all of that. Now, if it is getting cold out, we cannot run the air conditioners at 65 degrees or less. So if it's 55 degrees the day of inspection, unfortunately, we can't click on that unit. It could damage the internals of those units. Now, this is step 2 of our 9-step system that we use to evaluate your new home. If you missed step 1 or you want to check out the remaining 9 steps, go ahead and find the next video. It should be tagged here if you're on YouTube, or if you're on our website, it would be step 3 in our 9-step inspection system. And if you're ready to schedule a home inspection right now, go to schedule.impressiveinspections.com, and that'll take you right to our form to order an inspection. It'll show you our calendar, and it can match up with your calendar. Make sure you get the right time and make sure we have the capacity to handle that.